like the mainstream media is, and this isn't even like a political thing, but they're all horrified of the uprising of third-party internet content that is siphoning so many views and so much analysis from it. And basically, like, they're having to take their old archaic format, which is, and I know Woody's complained about this before, where it's like, all right, we're going to have 8 people on Skype, on Zoom, and each person's going to say 2 to 5 inconsequential sentences, and then we'll go, all right, and now it's time for you to hear from this lumbar company. Thanks for tuning in. Whereas, like online people can be like, no, we're going to bring 4 people in with opposing views, and we're going to allow a 2-hour debate on it.
Yeah, like we have here. Everybody's got different ideas about things.
Well, the downside of the online stuff is...
Let's talk about our varied opinions on women.
They don't have any more accountability than the CNN or Fox does, right? Those guys oftentimes are in the same trap where they're trying to appease their audience. They're trying to please their audience. So when you listen to like a Steven Crowder, on the other side, like a Matt Parker, I think that's his name. It's hard to find liberals who are popular. You listen to these guys.
I mean, the whole mainstream media. Other than
the Young Turks.
Young Turks,
Young Turks.
Are the Young Turks popular?
Celebrity.
No. There's
Kyle
every celebrity isn't an alternative media source. I'm looking for guys who do like political commentary. And I feel like the conservative guys are the more popular ones, the Ben Shapiro's, the whatever. Well, my point is that these guys are also trying to say things that their audience loves to hear. And the second they divert from that, then they lose their audience. So,
but you got someone like someone like Joe Rogan is very popular. He's got literally more viewers than CNN has, and he's not
or Fox or anyone.
He's not a partisan guy. He's accused of being everything from a hardcore conservative Nazi to a liberal bedwetting Antifa guy. Because that's what everyone wants. They want one side or the other, and he's pretty in the middle, willing to listen through his amazing amounts of marijuana. but that goes to show you, like, that's the type of thing I think the media is really afraid of.
I like that Joe Rogan, like, one of the most endearing things about his show is he'll have some guy on who's like, yeah, I'm a doctor ostensibly, and I've eaten nothing but meat for 9 months and I feel wonderful. And Joe's like, wow, what a great idea. And then he'll have
like out there in a loincloth with a bow and arrow shooting an elk.
And then he'll be like, all right, this week we have Dr. Rhonda Patrick, one of my favorite guests on that show. She's really fucking smart, knows all this nutrition shit. And he'll be like, I was talking to someone about eating all meat, and she'll be like, yeah, no, that's full on retarded. And he's like, really?
He went
Tell
with
me
it.
more about this.
Carnivore. My girlfriend went on the carnivore diet because Joe Rogan did the carnivore diet.
Did it make her more aggressive, Anthony? Did it make her more aggressive?
It did. She threatened to rape me. It was a threat.
So I gave her the handcuffs.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about Joe Rogan is he will humor anything that slides across his desk.
He's a very open-minded guy, and I love it. I love that he can sit and talk with anyone. He's very likable. I saw one of his live shows at Madison Square Garden, and first of all, more girls than I've ever seen at a comedy show. Like, he attracts the girls like no one else that's doing a comedy. Usually, girls hate comics, but he attracts
like Jimmy.
No, not like Norton, Jesus Christ. And he gets to a point where he's able to turn things around and actually tell jokes that could be perceived as misogynistic. But the beginning of his act is pretty much all about bashing masculinity and that. And meanwhile, he's up there like a pit bull. But then he's able
to like an HGH skull.
Yeah. But then if any girls like moan or groan in the audience, he goes, "What the hell were you listening to the first half of my act?" Like I totally. So he's one of those guys that's clever enough to figure out. Bill Burr is another one of those guys. Bill Burr able to do some material that he should be exiled from Earth for some of his material based on the criteria we have today. But he can go out there. It's hilariously funny. But why is he given a pass? Thank God he is. When someone like Louis C.K. is totally crucified.
Yeah, I still haven't watched his new special.
It's fucking amazing. It's a great special. I love Louis' new special.
Is it because Louis C.K. is not as good looking as Joe Rogan?
Yeah,
Yes.
Joe Rogan looks muscly. Chicks do. They look at him and say like, "Oh yeah, I'd probably want to fuck him." I mean, you know, if he did pull his dick out, yeah, I'd watch. But Louis C.K., they're like, "Oh no. He's got to pay."
Oh no, he's gross. Yeah.
He made someone see his dick. They agreed to it. Doesn't matter.
We were doing Rogan's show about a year ago or so, and my own girlfriend has to cuck me. She's like, because his studio is amazing. It's got a gym. It's got this archery range, video games, everything you could want. And like my girlfriend and even Keith's wife was out there at the same time. They look at Joe and they're just swooning. And I'm this, piece of shit. And then she goes to the gym and she's like, because she's a trainer. So she's like, am I doing this right, Joe? Oh, stop. What am I supposed to? What am I, prepping the bull? Am I on cleanup duty afterwards? What do I do?
Yeah, you have to eat his load out of her pussy.
It's so embarrassing. The girls love him.
I like when Joe Rogan's like near the end of a podcast or whatever, and he's just like, hey, you want to stick around and throw axes at chop down trees?
Yeah.
And
let's cut some heads off of wolves.
Do you have a place near here? And he's like, no, it's just kind of like it's in the other room.
Well, yeah, the X-range next door.
Yeah, he's an alpha male, man.
Got to see my hatchet collection.
He's the righteous.
Want to see my hatchet collection?
I do enjoy the Joe Rogan, man. He's a good shit.
Yeah, he's a good interviewer too. He does a pretty good
job. He really is, man. He could talk to anybody, and the thing is, he relaxes everybody. He got Elon Musk to smoke pot on the show, which, by the way, tanked the stock for a day. I bought it. I bought an option. I bought some options when that happened, and then the next day I punched out of him and made a fucking lot of money.
Good for you.
I call it, and that's also I did the same thing with the pizza guy.
Papa John's dude.
Papa John when he dropped the N-bomb.
Yeah,
and the stock went down. I'm like, it didn't change the pizza. Right. Like it's still a pizza that people are still going to order. They're not going to be always racist. If you like Papa John's, you're going to order it. So I go, I'm gonna again buy options after it tanked, and I did it. And then I gave a seminar on it on my show, and I called it N-vesting.
Oh, Jesus.
So if anyone drops the N-bomb, like a CEO of a company or anything, whenever they drop the N-bomb, I will invest in that company, knowing it will go up afterwards.
That's hilarious. Have you seen the you've all seen the funny Papa John interview, but there's like a funny mashup because it was only a couple weeks before the Corona thing took off that he was like, there will be a reckoning. There will be a reckoning. And it's like him edited saying those things. It was sweaty. I've eaten 40
Papa John
face. And it's just like him saying that, and then like all the Corona things like popping up, and all the deaths, and it was all because of Papa fucking John.
There's a reckoning.
That guy. Yeah, there will be a reckoning. You will see.
Turned into a wet-faced Clint Eastwood there for about 5 minutes. Fucking great. Hey, why was he so shiny?
I don't know, because he said he had 40 pizzas in the last 30 days.
He tasted 40 pizzas.
He looked like
have you ever had in 30 days? Have you ever had 40 pieces?
God, no, that's outrageous. But it was his former company, and he's doing some research. 40 seems a little high, like maybe a taste test every week or something, But, but that's not why he was so wet. He looked like he had like lathered up with grease or something.
That was hand sanitizer. He knew of the reckoning.
Oh, he was prepping. I don't know why he was so shiny. I showed that to someone literally 2 days ago. I was like, look how shiny he is.
I feel like you didn't grow up with Italians. They're shiny people. They're shiny.
Italians can be very shiny people.
If you grew up in Jersey and half your high school looked like that guy, you'd be like, yeah, he's one of the shiny ones.
Dab him with like those blue mechanic paper towels. I love.
You need a little powder before they turned the camera and the lights on. I feel like whoever was shooting that really fucked him over, because they were like, Papa is very shiny. It's absurd. Should we do something? Fuck no.
No.
Roll on this.
That was what they did with the Kennedy-Nixon debate back in the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the first presidential debate on television. The Kennedy people had it figured out. They knew, like, this isn't audio anymore. People are seeing you. So they had JFK all nice and prim and proper. And Nixon was just profusely sweating, greasy, shiny.
Pockmark.
And they say that's what turned the tide.
Everything